Hello, this is my virtual library that I have been putting together for the past 9 weeks. I have chosen books that have really interested me and inspired me. There's 9 different genres. I feel like there's a great book selection for children of all ages. The 9 different genres that are incorporated in my virtual library are biography, informational text, contemporary realistic fiction, diverse populations, fantasy, folklore traditional, graphic novels, historical fiction, poetry, and sci-fi. So I'm going to take you through all of the different genres and I'm going to show you and share with you my favorite books from each genre. So for the first book that I'm going to show you that is an informational text is The No Nonsense Guide to Measurements. So this book really stood out to me because I feel like it really does a great job intriguing children and enticing them to learn about measurements because I feel like not all children really want to learn about measurements, so it just really shows it in a fun way because of its illustrations and it helps them grasp different math concepts that they don't always want to grasp onto. So, the No Nonsense Guide to Measurements. The next genre I have is contemporary realistic fiction. I feel like out of all the different genres, contemporary realistic fiction is probably my favorite. I have a bunch of different books that stand out to me, but in my virtual library, I have Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon. And this book has stood out to me since I was in elementary school. I just remember my second grade teacher reading it to me, and I just felt really impacted because Molly Lou Mellon was just taught to stand up for who she is, no matter the quirks that she has, and at the end of the day, everybody has quirks. So it's just really, really important to stand up for yourself and just know that everybody's different. And also the illustrations, they have no borders, so you really feel like you can jump into the book and you can just be in Molly Lou Mellon's shoes. So next, I have diverse populations. So for diverse population, I chose those shoes. I was really intrigued by this book because of the message that it is trying to send. It's set in a school where the boy is, looking around at all the children at his school and he wants what they have. He wants what the shoes that they have. But ultimately, he ends up appreciating the little things that he has in his life, like the non-tangible things, like the fact that he has a loving family. The school setting makes it really easy for children to just be able to relate this character and really feel like they are in his shoes. So next, I have fantasy. Um, I think a lot of people could say that a fantasy book that has really stood out to them is The Day the Crayons Quit. I really enjoy this book because it teaches children about not giving up. And not only does it send a powerful message, but it is really relatable because of the illustrations that are inside of it. It looks as though a child could have written them, which, makes it so easy for children to relate to it. And next, I have folklore traditional. So I feel like folklore traditional is a genre that probably doesn't always jump out to children, but in these choices of books that I have, I chose The Boy Who Cried Wolf. It's a story that's been told so many times, but I really love the illustrations that are inside it. I think they really entice children into reading the book and, really listening to the story. Next, I have graphic novels. So from graphic novels, I chose American Born Chinese. It discusses the life of an American Chinese boy when he learns he's the only American Chinese boy in his neighborhood. I think graphic novels are really great because they can capture meaning through illustrations and they can allow you to interpret the story in your own way through the illustrations, which I think Born Chinese does a great job at doing. Next, I have poetry. So, For poetry, the book that I was really interested in is Chicka Chicka Boom. And then I know there's also a letter one, but I chose Chicka Chicka 123. And this book is really great because it's a song and it helps teach children about numbers. So this is really cool because you can honestly you can make your whole entire classroom the theme of Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, which is really cool and it will just make children fall even more in love with reading the Chicka Chicka Boom books. And then last but not least, I have sci-fi. So with sci-fi, I think a lot of people can say that they really enjoy reading this wonderful book, which is The Hunger Games. And I just love how it's a great sci-fi book because it really incorporates all of the elements from sci-fi. And it discusses survival and basically another world in different districts. So this is really cool for all the sci-fi lovers out there to enjoy reading Hunger Games. And that is all. Thank you for looking at my virtual library.